don't know if you know. Bow. Yeah.
That was the moment.
Yeah, that'd be a way to push like a new dick pill kind of thing.
I want to put the camera fully on you, Jeff. I really do. I can't do it with you sitting there eating.
Some
Done.
bitch
All right, one French fry.
that you're still chewing on. Mm-hmm. No wonder nobody wants to get up in these mics. Me and you be eating all of them.
Everybody looks all weird at it when they're like, "Hey, you gotta get up in
I
there."
think as they watch, and we're always like right up in this.
Well, yeah, you gotta be.
You have
My
to be.
mic, homie.
It's the way that you gotta be.
I got mines. You got yours.
Yeah, you can't all just like
Doesn't work that way.
mess around with it.
No.
Grab it and do something with it.
No, don't move around it. Like just
Like
deny
you're
it.
scared of it.
Just
Be scared.
don't do that.
Just get up in it.
Get up in it. Be aggressive at it. Buck at it.
I like. I do love Chick-fil-A lemonade. There's really no other lemonade like it. And I think to me, I think it's the pulp.
Yeah.
I like the pulp.
Yeah, I do
Some
too.
people don't like pulp.
What does that say about us?
Like that would screw up though every
you-
yard sale.
So, do you like pulp, people?
Pulpwood?
No.
Or hard-ons?
Lemonade hard-ons.
That's
it
a title.
Screws up. It would because like little kids can't sell that junk at yard sales no more. They can't put up a lemonade stand.
Yeah,
That-
What if they went outside like a senior citizen place?
they can't do a lemonade stand, bro.
Nah, it'd be kind of.
What if they had a nurse?
I mean,
I mean, it had to be adults.
you're almost to the age-old question.
Nope. No, you're not. I mean, you kind of are, but no, you're not. Nope.
If you know, you know.
Nope.
But
Nope.
no, I think
why did you do that?
what?
Because you're supposed to ruin every person that's ever listened to this ever. Because that's what the age-old question does. The age-old question came out back when the Mayans were doing their thing, and it fucked their whole society up.
And now we don't even know if they really existed.
I think we know.
We kind of know, but
We kinda know.
It sounded good.
Sort of.
I mean, they're not around anymore,
No, they went. Yeah, they're out.
like the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, what's going on with your phones, guys? A lot of interesting stuff.
I'm making notes, sir.
Okay.
Podcast
okay,
notes.
Okay.
What do you have so far?
Lemonade hard-ons.
So serious. It's notes. It's important stuff. What's on there?
Podcast notes.
Well, I mean, it would
Well,
be cheaper than
Lemonade hard-ons.
medication,
Maybe.
right?
Well, and if it worked both ways, like if it got men horny and women horny,
Oh, if it was
throw a
equal.
little bourbon in that. Oh no, because then you get shitbags spiking each other. Because I'd dose Stephanie. I would just dose the shit out of her. She'd be in there doing dishes for no reason, just
Hey,
horny
boo,
as
hey, you want
fuck.
some lemonade? If you didn't tell him what it was.
I'd be start putting drips of it in her water. Mm-hmm. Yep. Be like those guys.
Would it be like all lemonades or just Chick-fil-A?
No, like a specific lemonade that you made
Just
just,
like
for
one
one.
lemonade.
Couldn't be like Country Time.
Nah.
No, I would say something like I would shoot for the quality of Chick-fil-A, but it'd be like, Hims, but lemonade.
Like Hard Mike's Lemonade.
Hard Mike's lemonade. You got to put that in your nose.
I'm just saying.
Instead of Mike Hard Mike's lemonade. That's perfect.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
Hard Mike's bourbon. Hard Mike's toothpaste.
Think about it. There's a difference in Mike's Hard Lemonade and Hard
Yeah.
Mike's Lemonade.
Yeah.
See?
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
You like that. Hard Mike.
Get a tall boy of Hard Mike's
Bourbon.
lemonade.
Hard Mike's Lemonade.
Yeah. Women love Hard Mike's.
I know this is a pivotal moment in this podcast, but I'm
It is.
going to have to walk away for just a second.
What's wrong, Mark?
No, nothing's wrong.
He drank that lemonade.
Drink lemonade. Now you got to go call Carrie.
I'm gonna
Well,
turn
FaceTime.
away from the camera.
Turn away and walk, Mark.
FaceTime.
Turn the camera off.
Hey, do the like you're holding your pants up thing. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
You got to tuck it in your waistband. Yeah.
What's been going on, buddy?
Well, no, man. I had a pretty interesting day for early in the week.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was.
Do tell.
Well, it really wasn't nothing like special or nothing like that. But I had a typical Monday. Sometimes Mondays are rough.
Yeah,
You're
it can be.
trying to get back in the swing of things, especially when you had, we have a lot of good weekends.
Very good weekends.
Like we do, right? Like
Yeah.
we have a good core group of people. Our village is very dope. And so come Monday, it's like, back to this fucking bullshit.
Jimmy Buffett. Come Monday.
Come Monday. Yeah, there you go. Was that
It's like his most famous song.
COM?
E. Go ahead.
But going in today, you try to start breaking that rhythm a little bit and start finding your footing for the week, and you start making some stuff happen. And I don't know. I had an introspective day for a random Tuesday.
There you
go. I started building momentum, started calling people, just throwing shit against the wall. I think our last podcast together, just me and you,
Yeah.
spitballing the business plans
Yeah.
and stuff like that,
Yeah.
kind of thing, just throwing it against the wall. I think it was, I think it might have inspired people in a way, maybe. Like, I had a lot of, for whatever reason, I had similar conversations in, a span of 5 or 6 hours with 4 different people.
That is cool.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just all, if, for people that don't know, we do that all the time. Just as, a fun little mental exercise.
Sure.
We'll throw up a business plan in an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're literally not doing cocaine or anything.
Just throw ideas and say, hey, and one day we're going to find one that's going to stick and it's going to do well. But I think that's kind of the way, well, they say most businesses are, born out of necessity. A lot of times it's because people needed something done and they did it themselves, and then it turned into a business.
Right.
It's not often that people just wake up one morning and say, hey, let's think of a business to start. It's usually something that either, you're associated with, or you enjoy, or you need, and then you figure out a way to make money with it. But,
Right.
we were talking on the last show, or 2 shows ago, we were talking about, doing like a bourbon cigar bar. Mm-hmm. And my brother's the one that actually said poor and needy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, POUR, poor
and
needy.
Yeah.
NEATY. Of course, I'm not convinced that he did that on his own. I think he probably Googled that. It's pretty
Chat
cool. It's
GTP.
pretty clever. But
Little AI help.
But yeah, I don't know. I still think I don't know. I think there's a market for that kind of stuff out there, but you tend to always think there's a market for things that you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But the guys you see that have their hands in more than one thing, they're always throwing shit against the wall.
That's true.
They're always entertaining this, that, and the other.
That's right.
We'll throw shit against the wall that we know is not even a real thing. It's just a fun exercise.
Well, and I think about what Dave's been doing, with the whole house thing. He's
sure.
got this house in Bowden that he's got for sale that's beautiful. If you guys anybody lives near Bowden, you're looking for a nice house.
Yeah, you're under $300,000.
Our buddy Dave Schumacher's got a beautiful house out there for sale that's just been completely remodeled.
Yep, beautiful.
And, I've said for years that, I wanted to buy rental houses or flip houses. And it's just always a matter of, finding the time, or it's just, maybe it's finances, but there's always an excuse.
Right. Well, that kind of speaks to, I was actually talking to TJ about this today. When you say businesses are born out of necessity, that speaks to when you're going to do something, really taking that leap of faith. If you never really pull the trigger on it, then you're never really going to go in because you have to now.
Sure.
Right? If you don't have to, it's hard to really push through those hard moments.
Yeah, it is. But
But if you jump out there where you got skin in the game and you've really, you have to do it, and you have to, you have no safety net, more or less, then you get it done.
And I think that's been my problem for years. I got a real good friend of mine that he's always brutally honest with me.
Right.
And anytime we've ever talked about starting, my own, stepping out on my own or something like that, he'll always just look at me and say, well, you just don't have any balls. He'll say something.
Good friend.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, the reality is that, I am in a comfortable place where,
Right.
I've made a good living. So it's why disrupt that?
No,
And
it's even worse whenever you're you're already successful.
Now, if I lost everything that I have currently, then I would be forced to step out and do something like that. And
which would actually be in a worse position to do it. You know what I mean?
sure,
You know,
yeah,
like
And-
because
you're right.
like you have to be able to do it and not be in a state of desperation.
But I admire the people that are in a comfortable job and still have the
Yes.
balls to
Yep.
step out and do it. Because you're
Absolutely.
right. Right now would be the absolute best time for me to do it.
That's right.
You know, but how do you muster up that courage to
That's yeah.
do that?
Yeah,
Because it is such a gamble.
It's yeah. What is
And
it?
that's, you know-
Seeing's not believing.
Yeah.
So you gotta just.
I know
That's way harder.
I know
than-
I've told this story more than once. I know I've told it on here, but it bears telling again.
Word.
But I have a friend of mine that his name's Ryan, and he is the epitome of not afraid to take a chance.
Yeah.
And he put a bid in one time on an ad that he saw in a paper, and it was for street sweeping. And you know those big machines that like clean parking lots?
Oh, okay. Not like
No.
shotguns.
Those big like have suction on them, and they sweep street sweeper.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, street
That's
sweeper.
what I was thinking. Like
I don't
shotguns.
know what did I say. Anyway, street sweeper. They clean like the
Did you say sweep streeting?
something. I don't know. They clean the parking lots, whatever. Anyway, those big trucks.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, there was an ad in a paper or in somewhere an ad that was it was these basically a chain of parking lots and shopping centers in Atlanta, and it was like a probably $80,000 a year bid, right? And he bid on it, right? He told me, he's like, I just bid on this. I just submitted a bid, and I said, what are you going to do if you win the bid? He goes, I guess I'm going to go buy a street sweeper.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it really can be that simple.
You know, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know nothing about any of that.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. I'll just go buy one. I'll pay some kid to run it, and they'll go do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even think like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a perspective thing.
You know, I'm too sitting here thinking about what can go. Maybe that's the insurance in me because I'm constantly
Analyzing
thinking
the
of,
risk and
hell yeah. I'm thinking about all the things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
You ever seen Along Came Polly with Ben Stiller?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. You're Ben Stiller.
I know, man. Sad, really.
Nah, it's just giving your profession. But what it is you're not actually in the Matrix. All you what is it? Simulation theory people. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying actually in the Matrix. I'm saying it's like you're trying to break out of the Matrix. Like it's the rat race. It's like
It is.
You're so
And I get so mad at myself
but
sometimes.
you're so ingrained in it that another thing I was talking to TJ about today was we were talking about like when we both like stepped out to do our own thing. Like he left the fire department, and I left a good paying job at Showcar at the time, and really what I should have done was combine the two like I'm doing now. But, lessons learned.
Sure.
But well, both of us kind of to a degree, and me myself and twice like fully like was taken over by it, like as far as anxiety goes. I heard a guy on a podcast the other day. This guy from like the Bigger Pockets podcast, but he split off. And there was a guy on there talking about it was a guy that left a 6-figure job. He's out of Tennessee. He left a 6-figure job to start real estate, right? But he had already got a baseline going. He had already gotten like his basic needs met before he quit his job and then committed to it all the way. But he was talking about when he did it, he had a goal in mind that him and his fiance would take a year to travel.
Okay.
Because he was doing like residential, kind of stuff in real estate, like single family homes, things like that. So he's very hands off, and then so he went to do it, and the whole plan was like 2 months in Greece and all this other stuff. And he's on the phone in front of his computer, and everything's going good. He's closing different deals, and he's like left side goes numb.
Ooh.
And he's like 28 years old. Then his legs go numb. Then he starts sweating and turning pale. And
like a stroke?
He starts feeling faint. Panic attack.
Oh man.
full on anxiety attack, right? And what it was like his brain or his body or his brain, his conscious self was making these decisions and was dealing with it fine, but his subconscious hadn't caught up.
Yeah.
And it was like crossing his wires. Oh shit. It was crossing his wires a good bit. And that's pretty similar, and apparently it's pretty common because you're so ingrained in the everyday routine of doing the regular job thing that you can't just shut it off. Like when you come out of it, I hit a weird state of depression as soon as I bought the gym and stepped out. Like it was all very, and what it was like your body trying to disconnect from the fucking matrix.
See,
that's
for
got
me,
you on this routine.
I've come to grips with it now that it's something I think for years I tried to just explain it away with excuses, but I'm trying to be pretty real with myself at this point.
Yeah.
That it's just a fear. It bottom line, it's a fear.
Right.
And maybe my friend is right when but I sometimes I do. It is a fear. It's a fear of failure and giving up a comfort that I currently have.
Well,
where,
And
I'm in a job where I can do it with my eyes closed.
Right.
And it's just like, why would you
trade a bunch of suck for that?
It's risk versus reward, right? So the possibility is that 5-10 years from now, I could have far beyond what I have now.
Right.
Or I could lose it all.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, man.
Well, the gamble's worse and worse the more successful you are. It's a bigger and bigger gamble. And especially when you're talking about stuff like it's not super demanding of your time and physical energy. Like you said, you can do it in your sleep. You can do it, you can do it with your eyes closed.
And I've had people say, man, I gave up my job and started my own business. And I'm like, you weren't really doing anything to begin with. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You did yourself a favor.
Yeah.
So it's not like, and I get it, but
no, I 100%. Like 100%.
There is, it crosses my mind. What I want to do is find something that I can do on the side while I'm doing this. That's what I want to do, is find something I can work on during the evenings.
So it'd be something more passive.
Oh yeah.
So you're just going passive. So that's a whole model. It's all about what you want,
That's what I want to do, is find something like that.
I think where it gets messed up for some people is when they try to go passive and not have like a day to day. Like they try to go too early on the whole air quotes retirement.
Yeah.
Do you really think that if you had passive income and you had 8 hours a day that you could do whatever you want with, that you would just be sitting on the beach somewhere every day?
Be fishing.
Okay, fishing. But you'd be doing something.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, or would you be vacationing every day?
No, you'd probably be working.
Right. You'd be doing something,
doing
right?
something.
You'd be doing something because you'd be losing your fucking mind. Like, I like a good vacation, some downtime, but like after about a week, I mean, like you're going to start to go crazy. But we could fill our time with fishing and jiu-jitsu and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's not a problem.
Well, I would get good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, word. Or would you get just broken?
How's Jeff going to get good at jiu-jitsu?
He's going to get passive income and quit his job.
If we had passive income and didn't have to work for a living.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Welcome back.
Hello, Marcus.
Sorry about that.
The Rev back in the house.
What up? What up?
We were talking about the risk versus reward of stepping out on your own.
But not just that, but like, the more successful you are, the more gamble it is to try to step out on your own.
Oh, it's absolutely more of a game.
Right.
Much more to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like a bigger leap of faith almost. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
leap of faith nonetheless.
But I also have a little bit different take on that, because the higher, the better off you are, the more money you make, the higher position you get. Honestly, the easier it is for them to get rid of you.
The more vulnerable you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. The risk.
Yeah.
See, that's where that's true. The risk of losing, because like if you're a guy that has like a regular job, even a regular job that pays really decent, like say $7,500 a year, it's still a risk that you won't have that job
right
inside of it. Like it takes just a couple things to happen to a company or within a company, and you and 10 other people lose their job.
Yep.
You know, I mean, they restructure something, they close a regional, whatever the fuck, like
Well,
fill in
look,
the blank.
the life expectancy of a plant manager at any plant is 3 years. 3 years.
Damn, really?
Yeah, and that's for a variety of reasons, whether they leave and go to something else, or but it's 3 years. That's the time they're going to spend at that site.
Damn.
So, an associate could work there forever. If you're just
Isn't that weird?
if you're just Jimmy out there working, doing whatever,
And it's got to be
widgets.
political. It's
Well,
gotta be
it's a
lot of
different
it
level of
is.
stress.
Yeah.
A guy coming in, just clocking in, clocking out, he don't have to think about nothing, he don't have to do nothing, other than his physical job.
A lot of it's stress. A lot of it is somebody's got to be the fall guy when things go wrong.
Yeah.
Jimmy
like to be a good
Jimmy
fall
can
guy.
get fired out there on the floor.
I like me a good fall guy.
But if something's going wrong out there, and even if you don't fire Jimmy, if something goes wrong long enough, you're going to want to fire. You're going to fire the plant manager. Someone senior has to go.
He's tip of the spear.
Yeah, he's got to go. Whether and most of the time he didn't even do it. He probably didn't even see
probably
it
not.
happen.
Yeah.
But you got to go.
Yeah, and it's the same way in my business. I mean, there's our top sales director for the state. It's been said for years, and it's true. If I go back and look, the average length of time that somebody's in that position is about 8 to 10 years. That is the average. The spot below it, 12 to 15 years.
Yeah.
The spot below that, indefinite.
Be there forever.
You could be there forever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, and so it's weird. I mean,
Because it's just enough to be complacent, plus you don't have all the stress of...
Well, you're the tip of the spear. You're where the buck stops. So when things go wrong, that when that board has to make a decision, you're
Well,
it.
I'm talking about the bottom that could work there
Yeah.
forever.
Oh, yeah,
I'm saying it's
yeah.
just enough to be complacent.
Yeah,
And you don't have to have the stress. And
you're not. You don't have to. The margin of error is way bigger. Like
Right.
You
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. That's the stress.
What's
Yeah.
being asked of you
Yeah.
to do isn't probably pushing you to your limits.
Yeah, you've got to produce.
and there's always that's what I was told to do by my
oh, yeah,
boss.
it's such a terrible... ugh.
So when you're at the heap, and you're on top.
there ain't
you ain't
no...
got nobody else to blame it on.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was told to do, or I didn't know. They can play the I don't know card.
Yeah, I didn't have proper training.
Yeah, and you can only claim negligence
Well,
a couple of times before it's just like...
And at a senior level, there is no I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that's what I wasn't supposed to do.
Right.
Well, okay.
You should have.
Should have. If you didn't at this level, you
Yeah.
should have.
We're going to close that loop now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, circle back. Close that.
Circle
loop.
back and close that
Open
loop.
loop having motherfuckers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
stuff, man.
No, it's. I definitely think that there's, and I've started to think this the higher up that I've gotten in business
Yeah.
is that there is the surety that you will be there tomorrow. It starts making you nervous.
Oh yeah.
It starts making you nervous.
Yeah.
And I do. Yeah, I do a really good job.
You know something I want to do, and this is like I know everybody does this, like a lot of people have done this, but I still may do it just because. But I've thought about going and getting my real estate license. And not even something that I would do actively.
I'll say why.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
So glad you asked.
Not something that I would do on a daily basis, or I don't have the time.
Right.
I don't have the time to do it. But what I would like to do is weekends, just here and there. Hold on. I got a guy that all he does is land. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't show houses.
Okay, but
He doesn't show houses. I got an end game for this. I'm about to close the loop for you.
okay, with a real estate license.
Yes.
Okay.
Park it with a company. Right? I don't care as long as I keep my continuing ed up. Doesn't matter. I might not make a sale. Who gives a crap? I might make one sale a year. Who cares? Only focus on land, right? Here and there. But start learning the ropes, building that, even if it starts really slow. it gives me an exit strategy for insurance.
So,
Because I can't do what I'm doing forever. There's
Right.
going to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
there's. I mean, I still got a while, but
but if you don't want to, then you don't need to be.
that's part of it right
Yeah,
there. I
if
mean, it
you
gets
don't
to a
want
point
to.
where you're just like,
fucking right. Yeah.
I mean, you're like, just want something different, man.
Yeah, yeah. But why do you need to get a real estate license to do any of that?
Well, I was just saying because I think
You can do all that anyways.
what.
Buy and sell land.
Well, I'm not talking about buying and selling land. I'm talking about
Just selling.
Just brokering it.
brokering and
Yeah.
listing the land, just making the commission off of it. I'm not even tying my own money up. I'm just doing
What, to just go through the process?
no, just make a little side money in the meantime, and I'm building something up so that in 10, 12, 15 years, whenever it is that I can bail, walk away, I got something I can step right into.
Yeah.
Keep me busy, something I can do that's not something I've got to, report to every single day.
Right. But I mean, I won't throw your shit up, but you got decent credit, right?
Oh yeah.
Use debt. Then you're getting the real deal. You're not brokering it for somebody else. Because then you're just sales again. That's all that is. You're just jumping back into sales.
Yeah.
Use debt and get the real deal.
You talking about buying and selling?
Yeah.
Well-
Do a burr. Buy something, fix it up, refinance it, use that capital, go do it again.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thought. I mean, there's things
Have
I
some
could
balls.
do.
Well, who's your friend?
Oh God, here we go.
Who's your friend?
I'm not saying
Who's
That guy.
that guy,
Like he would say, grab your fucking balls.
old man, that guy's son.
Because then, like, real estate, I mean, that's cool. And there's lots of guys that have been in Carrollton forever and they have a huge client list. And it just snowballed on top of snowball. Like Dale Johnson out here, that joker kills it. Like, I mean, he kills it. Like, he knows everybody. And it just cycles back through to him all the time. Like, he knew my grandmother.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. But you're also tied into one market, right? Because you can't be in a bunch of different markets. So then you're limited to your market and your understanding of just
I can
this
do both.
market. Yeah, you could do both, but that's a lot to do both.
It's really not. Getting the license is not that hard. You just
Yeah.
got to take the test.
Yeah, but I don't want to show nobody no damn house and then have to go get them financed and all
That's
this
not what I
bullshit.
do. I didn't say anything about showing houses.
Or land.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just the way my buddy does it, they go to the land, they take an aerial of it, they fly a drone, do an outline of it, do a great presentation online,
Yeah.
and that's it. I mean, it's nothing like
I get it, but like
it's nothing like residential.
A resourceful guy like you, man, just fucking buy the land. Start flipping now. Why wait? You're 75 years old. No, I'm just kidding. But
I feel like it.
dude, you're way smarter than I am. Like, go do it. Fuck off. Go do it.
Maybe I'm not. Not real world. I'm not.
I'm dumb enough to do this kind of shit. You're smart enough to know that there's risk.
You're dumb enough to step out on your own and buy your own gym.
Yeah, that's dumb as shit. I'm not advocating for that.
I meant that in a positive.
I know you did, and I appreciate that. But that wasn't.
I would have never bought a gym.
Yeah, smart people don't.
Most people would tell him he's dumb for doing it.
Hell, I don't know.
But he's done well with it.
yeah, he's doing all right.
I mean, you survived.
It's something I wanted though. Like, excuse me,
It was a box.
box.
It's a check.
True that.
Something you wanted to check.
True that. Definitely
Check the
wanted to check my
box.
box. Yep. I wanted a platform, another platform to stand on. I always treated like my opportunities where I came up like another platform to step on, and then I could operate from there. And then I wanted another one, and I was like, it'd be cool if we fucking, I had a gym where I could work out in, and that turned into having a studio where I could do podcasts in, and I could train all I wanted, and I got the family involved and all that kind of stuff. The biggest thing, if it works for Steph being involved as much as she is, I don't know that I would have been in. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably still be doing it, but that one was a big one for me. When she came in and was here, and it was like, all right, now the family's involved and everything
Yeah.
like that.
I remember that.
I
remember that moment.
Right. Simon reminded me of that. And he was like, yeah, you like instantly were happier. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't notice it, But
Well, you probably felt more comfortable, like a little safer too.
Yeah.
You got somebody there that.
Well, it was part of that was part of it, but it was also the family was a big reason why I did it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's probably not the answer Steph was looking for, but a lot of times she would, you know, she would remind me that like you work a lot and you train a lot. It takes away from being at home with the family. I was like, fine, I'll quit my job and buy the gym.
I will. Our forces combined.
I'll show you. I got
show
the answer.
you.
Yeah,
You're
She's like,
right.
shit.
I do. That's a great idea, Steph. I'll buy the gym. Thank you for coming up with that.
Boom. I can pay the bills.
I'm always thinking of something that I could do on the side. You know what I'm saying? Always thinking of that. And I mean, I've always thought of stuff like that. And I'm just never seem to be able to come up with a good idea. You know, I'm always thinking of something. And
I think you just got to pull the trigger on more ideas. I think you have good ideas. I do.
maybe so.
I mean, you're seasoned enough.
Spitball. I think you need to. That's where Kyle and I do a lot of it, and I think you need to do more of it.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Well, it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
It is
You need more
hard to go.
spitballing.
It's
Yeah.
hard to go wrong buying land.
Right.
True
That
that.
is
Yeah.
a
True that.
very, very seldom does land not
No,
appreciate.
No, and I enjoy the process of like looking through land. Like I do. I enjoy I've looked like especially out here, Carabel. I've looked at different markets
Wouldn't you love to have
along
some
the
land in
coast.
Carabel?
Like I love looking at that kind of stuff.
That'd be awesome.
Like I mean, yeah, a lot of that stuff's really
I
interesting.
think you need to. I think you need to spitball more, Jeff, and see what you come up with. Just throw stuff out there, just like that, and just throw it out there and see what sticks. See what really gets your gears moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What gets that lemonade going through your
see what
fucking
really gets it
juices
just,
flowing?
I love
Just
land.
rock hard. Yeah. Does land get you going?
Is that what it is?
Get you hard?
Yeah.
That's good.
So-
So it doesn't me.
Well, see, like when we were still
Really?
in,
No, not really. Not
Really?
right now.
I like
So-
it.
So that's the problem for me right now. Is what I'm doing really excites me.
Yeah. That's
I
great.
love what
That's
I'm doing.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
so when I was in
I don't
Douglas
know that
County,
I don't know that I'll love it forever, but I love what I'm doing right now.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
before we sold the house we lived in, you know, because we had some land there, we had found. I came across this tract of land in South Douglas County, and
Like Fulton? No, that's not Fulton.
Just
That'd be like
South-
Whitesburg.
no,
Highway 5.
yeah, kind of, but like 166.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
okay.
yeah.
South Fulton, Caps
Like-
Ferry.
Kind of, but
Yeah.
yeah, but it was literally still in Douglas County, but it was like right on the river.
Okay.
Right where if you're going out 166, it starts getting really like mountain hilly.
Yeah.
like before you
river.
get to the end of 90, like to 92 and all that.
Yes.
There was a huge sod farm down there now. A huge farm. And anyway, it's right beside that. But anyway, I had found some land, and it was had been clear cut a long time ago. And I'll show you a picture of it. But it had like these probably, 7, 8, 10-year-old pines. They're all about the size of this cup. It just covered. And I in my mind, I was like, man, if you were to clear this and cut this and pasture this would be beautiful. So the lady that they were, long story, but his family, this guy had died. This lady had it. They had it listed for some stupid amount. I made this dumb, ridiculous offer to them.
Ridiculously low.
Yes. And they took it.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So now I was like, oh shit. Now I got this land. So
See, that's the kind of
Never
FA problems you need
that,
to have.
yeah, I've
So I bought it.
never had
Like,
that
shit.
happen just all of a
I ended
sudden.
up with this land. It's like,
I-
I bought a plane.
I called this company called EnviroGrind out of Alabama, and I paid them about $5,500, and they brought this big machine in with one of those big rotary head things on it, cut every one of those pines.
Will
I
they
got video
mulch
of
it?
all this. Yeah, mulched it
Yeah,
down.
yeah, I've had that done before.
Absolutely, and man, from where you pulled in on the drive, you could see over the river, probably 5-10 miles. It was. I got a picture of it. I'll show it to you. It's absolutely one of the most breathtaking views in Douglas County. We were going to build a house on it. I didn't want to stay in Douglas County because of the government, the school systems. I just wanted to get out, and
Yeah, all the bullshit.
Yeah.
That has reigned true.
But the point is I put it on.
Well-
I turned around and sold that property in 11 months. 11
Yeah.
months time, and made like $50,000
Nice.
on that piece of property.
Good turn.
Yeah, in like
The
11 months.
IRS is on some shit right now. Did you claim all that?
Oh yeah.
Did we,
And
yeah,
so,
do we need to like,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
so this has been years ago. The guy that bought it built a really nice barn. He's building a house. It's beautiful, man. It is the prettiest piece of property. It is gorgeous. I still think it's probably one of the prettiest pieces of land in Douglas County.
Yeah.
I really do.
See, I like shit like that. Like me and Steph will go. I'll look up some land and like we'll go and ride and just look at stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
It's beautiful, man.
window shop on
I'm
land.
gonna see if I can find a picture of it.
That negativity towards Douglas County is what I was knife handing about.
What about
I've
it?
gotten a little bit of that.
That was 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. How many years ago, Jeff?
6.
6 years ago. That was 6 years
That's
ago.
even worse.
Yeah, think about what it's like today.
Like
Wow.
there's a bunch of commercial real estate
I mean, it was
A lot.
for sale.
Yeah.
Like people are getting
Dude,
the fuck
I'm just
out.
telling
dude.
you,
That's
man.
never where. That's never.
They never. No,
it's
everywhere
not.
else is not
Everywhere
doing
else is
that. It's
popping.
hard to find anything.
that place.
Even in bad areas.
used to be
Yeah.
just the. I mean, it was like I grew up there, man. It was like. It was literally like Bremen or Carrollton was, you know, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Everybody knew everybody.
Well, my sister's ex-husband and my aunt, his family and my aunt's family lived across the street from each other off Highway 5.
Yeah.
And we used to go over there because they had a pool and everything. So we'd go over there for 4th of July and all
Yeah.
that. Like, it was popping in Douglasville back then. This is back when I was at
Man, we would
elementary
go
school.
to. I remember when I was a kid, 4th of July. My dad, my uncles, they would go the night before. They would back their trucks up in front of the courthouse, up along the road. You know, pick out a spot. Nobody cared. And block the roads. Nobody cared. And then the next day, we would all carpool up, sit on the tailgates. You knew everybody in the parade.
Yeah.
It was just very small town, you know, feel. And man,
Then Arbor Place came along.
I think the mall had a lot to do with it. I really do.
It honestly, it is the same thing. It was the mall, and the same thing that kind of happened to like the Lithia Springs up to Powder Springs area and all that, which they had the rail yard pop up, which didn't help them any. But the combination of it, and I hate to say it, but like after Katrina, there's a lot of people that came this far east that didn't go back home, and you had a huge influx of lower income families.
well,
and
that
a lot
then
of them
you
stayed.
had-
New Orleans people.
You
Orleans
also
people.
had builders buying up every
Yes.
20-acre tract
Yep.
plus of land.
Yep.
And there was no regulations on,
Nope.
no restrictions on building, and they were putting in quarter-acre lots, building
Yeah.
starter homes, and you had banks financing.
At the worst time in history,
But you had,
yeah.
we would have people coming in to insure a house. This is back in 05, 06, 07, right before everything busted in 08. But we would have people coming in. I vividly remember single income people coming in. These. I remember this one particular lady. She was like a cashier, right? She might have made $21,000 a year or something like that. 2 kids. And she's buying like a $200,000 house.
Jeez.
And I'm like, how are
Yeah.
you doing this?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and she's financing and she's leaving the closing with money. And I'm like, there is something really, really wrong
That's
here.
crazy.
And then guess what happens? Here we get to 08, boom,
Bubble pops.
the bubble bust and everything goes to crap.
So was it before 08 or after that they started doing like the $8,000 for new home buyers?
That was probably,
I think that was after maybe.
There
I think
may-
that was like an Obama thing.
yeah, there may have been some sort of an incentive to get people to buy, but
12.
the
Maybe.
banking, the
They had, like,
banking,
First time home buyers,
Yeah.
like you had to stay in your home X amount of years and you got like
Yeah,
an
that was
$8,000
after.
But that
yeah.
that screwed a lot of people too because they claimed it and they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And then they got killed on their taxes like 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah.
but I
All
want to
that-
tell you, man,
all that came back around.
But if they kept it, they made out.
and
5,
we
6
saw
years later.
all that. We saw all that just go. I mean, I saw guys that were, you know, multi-millionaire developers, and they literally lost it all, lost everything, and because they were so overextended.
Yeah.
everybody has a horror story, but I mean, I know of one guy that literally took a sack full of keys
Cocky.
to homes that he had in a subdivision, and literally took them to the bank and literally physically dropped them off at the bank. And was like, "Here, I'm done. I can't do nothing."
Damn. That's
I mean,
nuts.
yeah. I mean,
Damn.
dude, it was. I'm telling you, man, it was like I'm surprised. There was some bad things happened back then, and the problem was it all could have been avoided, but it was greed, it was the banking industry, it was the homeowner industry. There were builders posting ads in Chicago and Detroit, talking about low income housing in Douglas County, Georgia.
Damn.
It's a proven fact. There are copies of those ads where they posted it and ran ads in papers in Chicago and New York and Philadelphia saying, "Hey, move to Douglas County, Georgia, low income housing, great community." And boy, these people were just flocking here, man.
Damn. That's fucked up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
And
the developers fucked.
and
Douglas
every
County.
20, 30, 40 acre tract was being
piling.
Yeah, they were going to these people who own this land for 3 generations, 5 generations, and saying, "Hey, we'll give you $20,000 an acre." Mm-hmm. And then they take it, they subdivide it up. They're putting, 1,200 square foot house on a quarter acre lot,
Right.
and they're just packing it full.
Man, I hope Carroll County stays ahead of a lot of that. There's
Yeah,
a
but
lot coming this way.
Yeah, but see, that's where I think Carrollton not being right on the interstate really helps Carrollton.
Well, they have a little more regulation too. Like
worries
you,
me about
you have
Bremen.
to have
Yeah, Bremen
Bremen has
very
potential
stuffy.
to fuck it up, but they could do it right. They could do it right too.
Temple is where Temple's screwing
Temple's
it up.
fucked.
It's done.
They're following
They're-
Villarica.
Yeah, Temple, Villarica, Douglasville. Those they've all kind of screwed it up.
Yeah.
Bremen is just enough off the interstate that even just that mile or whatever it is from
they
where
could
you're
do it-
actually in Bremen.
Yeah.
Really helps them. Carrollton being, I don't know, what is 6-7 miles south of the interstate, I think that really protects Carrollton from having that same type of thing happen out here.
Yeah.
I really do, because I don't. It's not convenient enough for all those types of, and there's not enough industry out here to keep them going,
Right. Well,
for
Carroll County's
jobs and things like that.
big
It's
enough.
It's balanced.
Right. It is balanced, and it's big enough, and they have enough regulation. Like you got to have like 4 or 5 acres to put a house, even
Right.
in the county. Like I think
Yeah.
you, within the city or something, you can get a special ordinance
and I think
or something.
that's what it is there's got to be that regulation. But I think back then you had people being paid off. You had anything goes. Whatever these guys wanted, these builders, they had the money. They were just greasing the tracks to get whatever they wanted pushed through. There was no regulation. There was no standard. It was whatever. It was just whatever went. Whatever they wanted, it happened.
Yeah.
And they overbuilt. And the infrastructure couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
Right.
the area
No,
though.
no, it was-
the
uh-uh.
amount of jobs and companies and factories and warehouses and things like that. They're and still are building in a lot of these areas.
Huge warehouses.
Push all these jobs that where you have to have the population to keep up with it. So it becomes